And that's the thing, you're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Someone comes to your house and you're like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, oh, I got it from Amazon. Really cool. Blah, blah, blah. Here's what I like about it. You're doing it anyway. Like, it's
exactly
kind of a no-brainer type of thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to the First Hustle Then Brunch podcast. I'm your host Jazzy, and I'm so excited because today's is a really special episode for a couple of reasons. First, we're talking about a new way to make money online that is completely free, and also you don't have to post on social media. You don't even have to show your face if you want to, which is something that a lot of people have been asking for. But it's also really special because I'm talking to one of my students. So this is the first time that I've ever interviewed one of my students on the podcast, which is really cool. And she's doing great things. So let me tell you a little bit about Tanner. So Tanner Clemens is who we're speaking to today. She is a working stay-at-home mom of two with multiple streams of income who teaches other moms how to achieve that too. So the first half of this episode is all about Amazon Onsite reviews, which you'll learn more about, but essentially you can record like 30 to 60 second videos. And if Amazon chooses to place those on their product pages and people watch your video before they make a purchase, you'll earn a commission from that video. So it's completely passive. It's honestly one of the easiest side hustles. I won't say easy, I will say simple. It is definitely simple to just record a quick video, upload it onto the platform, and if they choose it, then you end up making extra money from that, which is really cool. So this is a way for Amazon to start paying you instead of you just spending all your money at Amazon, which I'm sure is what most of us do. So this is a really awesome side hustle for anyone that is super busy, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a working mom, in the corporate world. It doesn't really matter. Anyone can do this. And if you listen to this episode and you're really curious about how to get started, we included some resources in the show notes. So there's a free training that goes over all the information you need to know about the program specifically and also how you can get started. Again, you don't have to pay any money to join the Amazon Influencer program, but you do have to be accepted, and that's something that some people struggle with as far as getting into the program. So Tanner created this course that tells you everything you need to know to get accepted. And so I actually took the course because, number one, I wanted to support my student, and now friend, and it was amazing. And I was like, girl, sign me up. I'm ready to not only get started with these Amazon reviews because it's a simple side hustle and I love adding multiple streams of income, but also this is such a good way to help so many other people. So I am now selling the course with her as well. So you'll get all that information once you sign up for the free class. And then the second half of this episode, we're talking all about digital products, her digital product journey. So she purchased Digital Side Hustle Academy back in 2022 and has basically created multiple products since then, has ran with it, and is now creating like a 5-figure income a month, which is amazing. And I told her from the beginning that this was possible. So I'm so glad that it's finally happening for her. So yeah, I'm excited to share her story and for you all to hear it as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Tanner, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I feel like we've been talking about this for months, so I'm glad to finally have you on.
Yes, I know. I mean, we've known each other for years, so it's like about time that I got it in gear and I'm on here.
Yeah, and also we've known each other for years virtually. Like this is the first time we've met in person. Well, I guess face-to-face, not really in person, but yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
It's 2024.
Crazy.
This is meeting in person.
This is how life goes. Yeah. Awesome. Well, do you want to start by just introducing yourself, telling everyone a little bit about your background and how you got into the online space?
Yeah. So I'll try to keep it brief, but I've been in the online selling space since probably 2013. I started in network marketing. I've kind of done a little bit of everything. I've done network marketing, saw success there, but really just kind of wanted to own my own business. Got into social media marketing. I've done a lot of influencing, blogging. I still do that on the side, and I've opened my own boutique. I've owned that for the last 7 years. But really, so when I met Jazzy, she kind of introduced me to the world of digital products and all of that. So I actually created my own course on how to open a boutique, did all of the legwork, had it set up, and it sat there for a year and a half, 2 years. Like I was
gosh.
scared to launch it, like didn't do anything with it, but all of the content was there. And so long story short, I kind of got like back into the world after having my second daughter, and kind of started in a really like backwards way, and got roped into like this high ticket coaching program, which like was not necessary whatsoever, and got very overwhelmed, kind of went back to the basics of everything that I learned. And I launched my How to Start a Boutique course. And I really, really liked that and was passionate about it. But what I learned is that a lot of people want to do just more things online. They don't want to be kind of in a physically demanding business. And so I kind of started pivoting. I started looking for more ways to teach people how to make money online. That's what I'm really passionate about. I like to stay home with my girls. I'm a mom of 2 little girls. I want to stay home with them. And I know a lot of people do too. And so I started teaching people how to create courses, how to create digital products. And then I came into, which is like my favorite thing ever, I learned how to do Amazon reviews. And it has been like one of the most like surprising, unexpected, and simple ways to make money online. And so I decided to teach other women how to do that. And so that has been like kind of like where I have found myself. I kind of fell into it. I didn't start all of this years ago being like, oh, I'm going to teach people how to do Amazon reviews. It's just kind of like where the Lord led me. And now here I am. I have over 150 students, and I think it's like maybe 160 now. And that's continuing to grow. And so it's where I am. Like, did not plan it, but here I am, and I'm loving it. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait, so how did you even find out about this? Because I had never heard of this side hustle before. And I feel like I've been blogging about side hustles for 8 years or so now. So I'm like, I've heard pretty much all of them at this point. And this, I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
So how did you hear about it?
So I saw it. Yeah, I saw it in a Facebook group. Some girl, it was like a local Facebook group, was like, and I thought it was a scam. I mean, I'm always skeptical, but I'm always optimistic too. I'm like, I'll try anything, like whatever. Like, I'll try anything that doesn't come at me first. So she posted it in a Facebook group, and she's like, I have this like course. And it was like a one little video that kind of explained how to do it. And I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? I was already in the Amazon influencer program. I was like, I'm just going to give it a shot. And I went through the application, got accepted, started making money that like very next week. And I'm like, okay, this is real. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what the program is and then how it's different from the Amazon influencer program?
Yes. So to my surprise, it is an extension of the Amazon influencer program. So there is a 2-step application process to get in. So you do need to get into the Amazon influencer program. You need to have a storefront. And then this is called Onsite reviews. So it's different from what like a lot of people see. Like you see a lot of influencers and people posting like their storefront and links to that, like affiliate links. This is all, so that would be referred to as offsite. This is all on site. So basically what you do is you just make 30 to 60 second little videos of anything that's sold on Amazon. You post it to your storefront. And then what Amazon does is they pick videos that they like. I mean, it's kind of like AI generated, but the videos that do better and convert better get to stay on products. They take those videos, put them on products. So that way when people are shopping, you're not driving that traffic. It's people already shopping for the traffic. You know, you kind of have a primed audience that's already there.
Right.
And if they watch your video and it's on the product listing, you get commission. So it's kind of like crazy, simple. But yeah,
it is. And it's like, I'm on Amazon all the time, obviously. So I've seen those videos before and I had no idea that people were getting paid to do those. I thought it was just like when you leave an Amazon review, you can choose like, do you want to upload a video too? And I just kind of assume that that's how they get put there. But
yeah, it's totally crazy. And it's like people are starting to talk about it more, but it's like it's been around since like I think the beginning of 2023, maybe even a little bit before that.
Okay,
but yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's not like widely talked about.
Yeah, no, not at
least
all.
Not yet.
Yeah,
but
best kept secret over here.
Right, I know, and here I am telling everybody.
Oh my gosh. So I know you said you have to be accepted into the Amazon influencer program first, right? And then you apply to this? Okay.
Yes.
So do you have any tips as far as getting approved? Because I assume everyone doesn't get in. Does it matter about like how many followers you have or, what are some of the credentials that they're looking for?
So Amazon right now in this moment, they don't tell you this, but what they are looking for is engagement. So it's not about the number of followers you have, but you can apply on 4 different channels. You can apply with a business Facebook page. You can't apply with a personal. You can apply with an Instagram page, like your Instagram profile, TikTok, or YouTube. So you can pick whatever social media channel you like or you're most comfortable on, but they are looking for engagement. Like I'm having students of mine getting approved with less than 100 followers. So it's really not about your follower count, but you do need to show that you have some type of influence with your content. You know, it's the Amazon influencer program. They are looking for people to respond to the content that you put out there. So I had someone get denied with 5,000 followers. And I was like, well, you haven't posted in a couple months. Yeah. Or the last post you put up wasn't engaging. So a lot of what I teach in my course is how to create engaging content with a very small following.
Okay. I love that because a lot of people, they get a little bit nervous when it comes to things like this just because they feel like they need to have a lot of followers. But, you know,
yes, and that's
we need
not
more
the
opportunities
case.
Online for people to make money when that stuff doesn't even matter. So I love that.
Right. Not everybody wants to be an influencer. Mm-hmm. Not everyone wants to be in that space.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the influencer program, but you don't have to be an influencer to do it.
Yeah.
So I do love that part about it. Like, you don't have to post on social media to make money. You do need it to get in.
Yeah.
But once you're in, you're in. Okay. And you don't have to really do anything on that social media account.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess about the videos, since you technically don't have to be an influencer, maybe there's people that aren't comfortable speaking on camera. Do they have to show their face in these videos, or can it just be the product?
You don't have to.
Okay.
You can just show the product. I do feel like people who show their face make more money.
Okay.
That's not not going to make an income statement there, but people like to see people that they can trust. Even if you show your face for 5 seconds and turn around and show the product, you can do that too. But I do, like, from what I have found in my reviews where I show myself at least for a second or two, those videos convert better because I'm building that trust. I'm not just some random person showing a product. So I do feel like that does better, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, even just like I said, I looked at the reviews and I thought those were just regular people, you know, leaving a review. So you kind of want it to be,
and that's what people like. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I guess depending on the product too, you want to see like what type of person is using the product. Maybe, you know, you're talking about your mom. I'm a mom. Like maybe it's a mom talking about how she's using the product, and so like if you can connect to the person that way and make it more relatable, then that's another good point.
People definitely want it to be relatable. Like they want to relate to the person. If there's some person who, I mean, if it's just some hand showing a product, it's like, okay, well, I can see that in the picture on the listing. I want to see how you use it. I want to see what your life is like. So I do feel like it helps. But to ease the minds of people who don't want to show your face, you don't have to. You can still make money.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how do you figure out what products to do these reviews on?
So to be honest, when I first started, I just reviewed any and everything because you can. Anything that has a listing on Amazon, even products I didn't buy from Amazon, if there's a listing for it, you can review it. There's no rule on where you bought it. If it was gifted to you, doesn't matter if you bought it from Walmart, whatever, you can review it, which is cool. So now that I have several, like a couple hundred reviews up, I am a little bit more strategic, and I do try to review items that have a higher commission rate or items that are, we call them high ticket, a little bit more high ticket items. Like, yes, I could make, honestly, like this little AirPod case was $5. I reviewed it and put it up. I'll make pennies on the dollar on it, but that does add up.
Yeah.
Versus reviewing like this desk that I'm sitting at. That's like $300, that's obviously going to get more commission. So I'm a little bit more strategic now. Yeah. In the beginning, I just tell my students, I'm just like, get reviews up, get moving, get comfortable in front of the camera, get comfortable doing it with the process. But it is very easy to just walk around your house and just be like, okay, I'll review that. And I kind of teach like a system to kind of group things by room. And I do teach how to find higher commission items, but there's a list on Amazon too that says these items are a 5% or a 4%.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask, how do you know what the commission rate is?
Yes.
So they tell you?
Yeah, so like different categories are worth more.
Okay, so they go by categories, not necessarily the specific product.
No, so like home decor and beauty, like those are like more higher percentage. And then it's kind of funny, like kids stuff is like a lower percentage. I still review it because it's all over my house.
Yeah.
But it is a lower percentage type of item. So,
Okay. Interesting.
mhm.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
so fascinating. I feel like, you said you're in the influencer program too. Like, how does your income
hmm
compare in the regular affiliate program compared to what you're getting from the videos?
Yeah, that's a great question. So honestly, I make way more with my on-site reviews.
Okay, that's what I was
Um,
assumed. And I'm like,
hmm
I feel like people, well, they clearly don't know about this. So
hmm
they would probably be
Yeah.
more likely to make the reviews than like direct everyone to their storefront.
Yes. And honestly, I could make more if I worked more at it, but
Hmm.
I feel like it's so much more time consuming to drive your own traffic. Don't get me wrong, there's money there and I do make money with it, but I just love the ease of posting it, and your video kind of lives evergreen on Amazon versus like a turn and burn of posting links. Like you
Yep.
post something on
Hmm.
your stories or on a reel or whatever, and obviously if you're posting on a blog or Pinterest, your links tend to live like a lot longer.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I had my highest Amazon commission day yesterday, and I went and looked at all the items that sold. And one item that sold several times was the very first video that I posted back in November.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
like I'm still making money
Yeah,
on
that's
those
awesome.
videos versus like links that I posted back in November for my offsite. I'm not making money on that, or at least not
Yeah.
much. Like
Hmm.
those like live and die way quicker. These get rotated in on products forever. As long as there's placement and as
Hmm.
long as like your video is still doing well, it can stay there forever.
Yeah,
hmm
that's awesome. Yeah, I was wondering if it's like a one-time thing, like you get paid for that video and then it goes away and then, you don't make any
No,
more
yeah,
money
you
off of it. So,
continuously, yeah. It's funny, like, and they go in and out of placement. Like Amazon, like if other people put up videos, like they're constantly
hmm.
rotating. So like there'll be
Yeah.
days where I see commissions on one thing, and then I won't see it for a week or so, and then it'll pop back up. So it all just depends. I mean, you can't control Amazon, but it is cool
Hmm.
to see like videos that I made forever ago are still making me money, and that's what
Yeah.
makes it feel passive to me because it's like
Hmm.
I did that work one time.
Yeah, and that's my favorite kind of money.
Right?
That
If it's
passive
not
income,
passive,
like
I don't want it.
I really
like.
don't. Like at this point, people keep trying to be like, "Oh yeah, you should do this, you should do that," and I'm like, no. I'm like, once you get a
No,
taste of passive income, you will not go back because why?
you will not go back. Literally,
Why would I
literally.
work
Like I said,
even harder?
I've done it all, and finding these like couple things recently, I'm like, all right, what was I doing?
Yeah, seriously.
hmm
Oh my gosh. So, as far as the videos, we already talked about how you don't have to show your face necessarily. Is
hmm
there like a script or a format, like a formula, I guess, that you would use for those videos in order to get them placed more frequently? Or like, what are some tips for creating
Yeah.
high quality videos?
No, not necessarily a script. I just tend to answer the question that someone would ask when buying a product. So let's say, for example, I'll go back to my AirPod case. So if someone wanted to watch a review on this, which it's kind of funny, the things that people watch reviews on, like I reviewed my daughter's like vitamin D drops that I put in her bottle and I
I
get
mean,
commission
yeah.
on. I'm like, who's watching that? It's funny, but people do.
Yeah.
So like if I were to review this, I mean, what would I want to know about an AirPod case? Okay, it stays on, doesn't fall off, it protects my AirPods. Like I would just talk about that versus being
Yeah.
like, this is the best AirPod case ever. You need this.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to sell people on it. I just talk
Hmm.
about the features and I try to answer the question that I would ask. Like, does
Yeah.
it fit well? Does it slip off? Is
Yeah.
it sleek? Does it fit well in your pocket? That's the kind of question.
Hmm.
So I don't follow a specific script. I just really try to answer the questions that I would ask about a product before buying.
Hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
hmm
Don't start making infomercials
Yeah,
about your
you're
product.
not a salesman. You're not, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
hmm
another good idea, and I don't know, you might recommend this or not, but after I, was prepping for this episode, I went and looked at Amazon because I was like, I need to see these
hmm
videos. And so I was like looking at
Yeah.
listings and watching the videos. So like also probably
hmm
seeing what other videos are being placed, like, are getting
What they
visibility.
say.
Yeah,
hmm
that will help you figure out what you should say in your videos or include or
Yes.
whatever. So,
Yeah, and I look for the ones that like are kind of in. So there's two different placements. You can get placed in upper placement, which is on the top listing, and then lower placement. So I try to look at kind of those first
mm,
ones, and I'm like, all right, like this is what Amazon's liking, or if
yeah.
they're placed on both. If they have placement on both, that means Amazon's really liking it. So I try to watch
Hmm.
those and kind of just see like, all right, what points are they hitting that I wouldn't think about, or
Yeah.
If you scroll down on Amazon, there's a question and answer like section where people like ask questions and then like the seller will answer. I try to answer some of those questions too.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I love that they're like super short. Even one that I watched last night was like 17 seconds. Is there like a minimum? I know you said 30 to 60 seconds, but like, is there a minimum?
30 to 60 is an average. Sometimes I hit like that 20-second mark. If there's nothing else I have to say, I don't stretch it out and be like, yeah, so this is great. Like I just kind of get to the point, get in, get out. Mm-hmm. And then I have some like that are 5 minutes long, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Like one of my vacuums has a lot of features. So I really like break it down and that one gets placed a lot. I think that can be good and bad that it's so long because, you know, you want people to watch your whole video. Amazon's looking at percentage of time watched a lot.
Yeah.
But that one does do well because I really do break it down and I show all the features. Yeah. So some of mine are longer, but most of them I try to hit around that minute mark.
Yeah. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. Can you make multiple videos for the same product? Like if one doesn't do well, can you just like redo it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you definitely can.
Oh, wow.
Yep, sometimes I'll do that. Like if something never gets placed, then I'll be like, all right, that's a wash. And I'll give it time too. I give it several weeks in between because you never know. It might rotate in and then you're competing for your own spot, you know? Yeah. So you do have to kind of be careful of that. And I do talk about that in my course too, because there is a strategy to that because you don't want to just upload 5 videos and then they're like, you don't want to, first of all, you don't want to make Amazon mad. Never make Amazon mad.
Rule number 1.
Because this is their sandbox. They make the rules, you know, like there's some things that you can't predict. You can't, like follow terms of service, follow what they say. And if you're uploading 5 videos, not only, and this may be more information than people care for, not only could it flag to Amazon if you're doing too many, but you could make other people mad too, and they could report you.
Wow.
You know, and you just don't want, because there are bots that try to make accounts on here and they'll use like AI voiceovers and they'll steal people's videos and they'll put up like several videos and make people mad and people will report them and they'll get their account shut down. Yeah. So you just don't want to be flagged as spam type of thing. Mm-hmm. You want to come off as a real person. Don't put a bunch of videos up, but you can put more than one. I just think there's a little bit of a strategy to that. Kind of give your video a chance to get placed and then go back and try again if it never does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And do they have like a very comprehensive like analytics section? I know you said you're a blogger. I'm a blogger. So like I'm used to Google Analytics that has like pretty in-depth details about like how performance is going. Do they have something like that with Amazon?
It's not Google Analytics level, but they do have analytics. And I love playing in the back end every day. Like I love to look around and everything there. So they do have analytics and all of that you can check out, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. That way you can, you know, look at what's performing well and then try to replicate that in the future.
Yeah. Like you can see how many views your videos are getting, the percentage of the video that they're watching. Like if people are only watching like 10% of your minute-long video, that means they're hopping off in the first, you know, like 15 seconds or whatever. So that is important to look at too. So there is lots of information about that, which is nice.
Yeah. Nice. So I know with the Amazon influencer program, basically they have Amazon Associates, all the affiliate programs. If someone makes a purchase through your link and they've also added on, like say they buy a camera that you recommended and a trash can and like, I don't know, random other stuff, you get commission on all of that. Is it the same with the videos? Yep. Like if they make a purchase and they buy that product and everything else, you get commission on that too?
Yep, you do.
Love that.
Which is nice. Like sometimes I'll look and I'll look at the item that was bought and then it'll say how many items were shipped. Like how many, and it'll say like 5. And one of them, one of them would be my vacuum. I'm like, well, they wouldn't buy 5 vacuums. Yeah. So, you know, they're buying, you don't necessarily get to see the other things that they're adding on that at least. But if they were, so you do get commission on extra things that they add on. But let's say that they go watch your video. They don't buy that, but they go buy something else. You do get to see that item that they bought. Oh. So if it's an add-on to their cart, you don't. But if you see that they kind of hop off and go buy something else, as long as cookies still track it and it's still like within, like eligible for commissions, then then you get
Oh my
credit for it,
gosh, I
which
love
is
that.
nice.
That is one
Mm-hmm.
benefit for Amazon, I feel like, compared to a lot of other places where they kind of track your cookies and
They
yeah.
do track all of that, which
Mm-hmm.
is nice. Their cookies last a little longer. It is
Yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've talked about making 4 to 5 figures a month with these reviews, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of crazy to think. So how much time do you actually have
Yes.
to dedicate in order to see that much income?
So it's kind of a you get out what you put into it type of thing. So in the very beginning, I just wanted to get a bunch of reviews up. I'd like try to get as many up as possible. So kind of, and I also started in November, which
Mm-hmm.
is like
Oh
prime
yeah,
shopping
perfect
time.
time. Yeah.
So I was like, I got accepted and I was like, I gotta go. So
Yeah.
I like got as many up as possible. Like I made it my full-time job, like November to December. And by full-time job, I mean, along with being a mom and running other businesses. So I was putting a couple hours in a day. You
Yeah.
can put as much as you want into it. But now that I think I have over 400 reviews up now, I probably put like 5 to 10 minutes a day into it. Like I just try to make sure to upload like a couple reviews a day type of
Nice.
thing. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll like batch create those. Like if I have an hour window, I'll go do like 10 reviews real quick and I'll kind of like spread out uploading them. So sometimes I'll do that, but now it's just very much like I'm in kind of like a maintain phase. I could
Mm-hmm.
put way more into it, but I also put a lot of time into teaching others too. So that is
Yeah.
where a lot of my time goes as well. But it's very
Mm-hmm.
maintainable to do on the side of whatever you're doing.
Yeah, makes sense. Are you buying
Mm-hmm.
other products just to review them, or are you just reviewing things that you actually needed and had already in your home, or you buy things that you need and just review those too?
Yes. So I have not bought anything specifically to review. For the first several months, I just reviewed everything in my house. And I still probably have like 1 to 200 things still that I've yet to review. Just
Yeah.
time. And there's things that I find I'm like, oh, that has a listing and I didn't buy it, but I'm going to review it. So there's
Yeah.
always things popping up. This was my very first month to buy a couple things that I was strategic about reviewing.
Mm.
So, it's springtime. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's
we
smart.
need like this storage. Yeah, we need this like storage thing for out by the pool. So I went and looked and I'm like, okay, this one doesn't have a ton of reviews. This one looks really nice, higher commission type of thing. So I bought that with a strategic plan to
Yeah.
review it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also did that with my daughter's bounce house. So I bought 2 things this month. I've been doing it for 5-6 months now. This was my very first time to actually buy something. We needed it. Like we wanted to get these
Yeah.
things.
But
It was like my first like
Yeah,
time that I'm like,
thinking
I'm going to
about it.
review this.
Yeah.
I'm going to really try to get placement. I'm going to like, make really good videos for this, but
Mhm.
you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important to be mindful of the times of year,
Mm-hmm.
holidays. Like I reviewed all my daughter's Easter basket stuff,
Yeah.
like stuff like that I just kind of
Mhm.
try to pay attention for, but I was going to buy Easter basket stuff anyway.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. I mean, we're like
Mhm.
constantly on Amazon, so it's like there's
yeah,
so
it's
many
kind of, they
things.
make it easy to
Mhm.
like, all
Yeah.
right, well, I need that anyway. Yeah.
Exactly. So you might as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's so cool
Yes.
and really smart on your part to like think about the holidays that are coming up.
Yes. Yeah, I do
Mhm.
think that helps. And it's
Yeah.
funny, like I reviewed like this like unicorn lip smackers chapstick that I put in my daughter's Easter basket, and that thing is still selling. Like Easter is
Yeah.
over, but it's still
Mhm.
selling. So,
Yeah.
some of those things that like you review specifically for that time of year or that holiday,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it still lives evergreen on your store.
Yeah.
So people can continue to buy it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
what type of equipment do you need to do this? Are you recording all of your videos on your phone? Do you recommend people get a camera? Yeah, what would you say there?
You can get a camera. I do everything on my phone, and I do recommend a tripod just because like having a shaky camera is,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I just think it looks better to not give people whiplash to just put it up on a tripod. And even like, and sometimes I will just hold it. Like if I just need to get a quick review up and I just whatever, sometimes I will just hold the product in my phone, but
Mhm.
most of the time I do try to just set up my tripod real quick and try to do it that way.
Yeah.
It just looks better. There's
Mhm.
less like muffling noise and ruffling around and
Yeah.
all of that. But I recommend a tripod. You can just use your phone. I do like to have like a little clip light that I like to use
Yeah.
because I'm a mom. A lot of my reviews happen at nighttime when kids are in bed and the house is dark.
Yeah.
So I do think having like just a little clip light to put on your phone or using like a little ring light helps.
Mhm.
If you're not reviewing in daylight. But you don't need a computer. I do like to use the computer to check things. Like there are a couple things that like are beneficial to check on your computer versus your phone, but you don't need it to be successful with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, are you like editing these videos in any kind of way, as far as like, Instagram, we're like using CapCut and we're like doing all these edits and stuff? Is it the same as an Instagram reel, or is it literally like you take your camera, you hit record, and like you upload that clip?
Yep. The only time that I ever edit is if I have to flip my camera around.
Yeah.
So if like I'm like showing myself and then I want to get really up close with the product, sometimes I'll like splice those videos together in like CapCut or InShot.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if I'm like I have it on a tripod and I click record and step back and then start talking, sometimes I'll just edit out that little like beginning part, because it is important to remember percentage of time watched. Right. And if people are watching the first 3 seconds of you pushing play, stepping back, grabbing your product, people are going to be like, people don't have time for that, you know? So that's the really only editing that I do is I just kind of cut out any dead space type of thing. Yeah. But I'm not going in like cut like I do with like my reels.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was wondering. So basically like this is probably the easiest side hustle.
That's what I say. And I try to like not say that, but it comes out of my mouth because it really is. Yeah. I'm like,
well, I mean, because you never want to like over promise, but also like, come on. I think we all know how to like shoot a 30-second video. And
that's the thing. You're doing it anyway. Yeah. Someone comes to your house and you're like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, oh, I got it from Amazon. Really cool. Blah, blah, blah. Here's what I like about it. You're doing it anyway. Like, it's kind of a no-brainer type of thing.
Yeah. I love this. So how often do you get paid?
You get paid monthly. So same with the with the Amazon influencer program, they pay you out monthly at the end of the month. Same type of thing.
Okay.
And you get paid. So there is like the Amazon return window, like the 30 to 60 days, depending on the product type of thing. So it is 60 days out. So let's say you start this month in April, your first paycheck would be in June. So that is the only kind of downside, but honestly, I don't mind it because I like knowing the income that I'm going to be getting in. So it's like, like this last month in March, I made $1,700 just from my reviews alone.
Nice.
And so I'm like, all right, so that way I know in May, right before my daughter's birthdays, I'm getting this big old fat check and that can go towards their birthday party and all of the things. It can go towards some of our summer plans. So I don't mind that. And like the payout, it's waiting for that first paycheck, that first like 60-day break that you're just like, I can't wait. But
yeah,
again,
I like it because
Amazon's play place. Like
then like I'm definitely making this amount of money and no one's going to come back and take it away from me. With you, when you deal with refunds or returns or whatever, like I don't want them to come and like suddenly take it away and now I either owe money or have to give it back or whatever. So it's like I'd rather just like know that
Exactly. And that you do have Amazon returns, but it's just reflected in the current day.
Exactly.
Versus being like, what I made that month is what I make and that is mine. Like that's coming in no matter what. So I do like that delay for that fact, knowing that like it can't be messed with.
Yeah.
Like, it can affect in your day-to-day and you do deal with returns. That's anything with any type of affiliate links.
Right.
Any of that. It can be in and out. But I do feel like returns are a lot less on these because people are specifically shopping for that product versus like clicking on an Instagram sticker and being like, oh, cool, I'll try that out.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm here to shop for this. I'm going to watch reviews. Most likely I'm going to buy it and keep it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. If they're watching the videos, they're also kind of doing more research than just like going ahead and buying it.
Yes.
Like they're really looking into it and making
sure that it's less impulse buying.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I know we've talked about a ton of benefits of this side hustle in particular. So are there any others that we haven't mentioned yet?
So I think what's really cool about the Amazon influencer program is there are so many different facets to it that people don't really know or talk about. And now that I've been in this longer, there are things that I'm getting invited to for you get double commissions on this or, hey, join this little challenge or this little reward program and you get a bonus here. And there's things in there where it's like, if you sell offsite and onsite, we double the commissions of both and pay you for that item. So there is just like lots of cool little hidden things in Amazon. Yeah. The longer that you're in it, you get invited to, you find out about. And I'm always sharing like updates in my like Facebook community because there's just like so much going on that I'm like, I had no idea that these things were a part of Amazon when I started. And it's like you see these people that are making like high six figures with Amazon, and you're like, okay, I see how now.
Yeah.
Like there's so many like different little hidden things in there that Amazon doesn't really advertise. So that is another like benefit to it. It's you get your foot in the door and you start with on-site reviews, and then you can start making money in several different ways too on Amazon.
Yeah, that's really cool. So shifting gears a little bit. So I know you took my course, Digital Side Hustle Academy, back in 2022, I think it was. Literally, I think you were like one of the first students that I had in that course.
Was I really? Awesome.
Yeah, because I was like...
And I found you in a Facebook group too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been selling digital products for years, and I was like, I'm going to make a course because everyone's always asking me questions about it. So yeah, and then we connected in that Facebook group. And yeah, it's crazy how life happens. But I know you took the course. You said you sat... Well, you made your course for your boutique, right? But then you sat on it for a while.
Yes. I did.
I feel like this is something that a lot of my students and just other people who are interested in digital products, they'll like take the program, sign up for it, and then they just sit on it for however long. And it's like, no, go after it.
I know.
Like launch, because when you launch, you're going to see the power of digital products. And it is after that, like I said before, once you get a taste of passive income, like it's over.
You never go back.
You're so addicted to it. So
yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your like digital product journey and creating your own course and all that stuff. And I know you have your Amazon course, so we can talk about that.
Yes. Yeah. So, it was, I think it was at beginning of 2022, something like that. Yeah. Where I found you on Facebook and I was like, tell me more. What? Like, this is crazy. So I bought the course, I took it, and then this is not me making excuses whatsoever, but we had so many family things pop up. Like we had a death in the family. We had a horrible sickness diagnosis with my mom. She ended up battling cancer. I'm not going to get emotional, but that year. So that was like part of like what I just like had to push pause and be like, okay, I can't get on and like promote something like on social media. I can't be on social media more than I could in that moment. I just like kind of had to just like do the bare minimum and take a step back. And so it's like, I had it all created, and then, it was a little bit of that, but it was a lot of imposter syndrome too. Yeah. And I kind of hid behind the things going on in my life to kind of and you can't control things. And she's doing great now, by the way. She's in remission. Thank God. Yeah. But like you hide behind things and you make excuses and you're just like, well, I had this go on and I had this go on and this is why I'm not going to do that. But like what it really boiled down to was imposter syndrome. Yeah. And I just kind of got scared and I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stay stuck in this and I'll figure it out later. Well, then time goes on. I get pregnant with our second baby that year. Like, was it 2022? Yeah. Like September of 2022. And then I don't have fun pregnancies. I'm sick a lot. I'm tired. Like I just, did bare minimum. It wasn't cute. No, I'm like not one of those glowing girls. Like I just get through it. For the enterprise, the beautiful baby. And then all the way around, it got to 2023 in June when I had my baby. So I took off, I think it was like, so my business partner, my boutique, we both were 8 weeks apart in our pregnancies. Wow. So I took off like 8 weeks after my daughter was born in June. And then my business partner with my boutique had her baby at the end of July. And I came back to work at 8 weeks postpartum, which it was more maternity leave than I had with my first. I only took like 2 to 3 weeks off with her, but COVID baby, that's a whole different story. Came back and I looked at our boutique business and I was just like, okay, like 2023 was a really rough retail year for everybody. I mean, there's small businesses shutting down that have been open for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah. Like it's rough retail wise out there right now. But I still was like, I looked around like at our finances, at our life. Everything had gotten so expensive, so crazy. Here I was coming back to work to a business that was so labor intensive. And I just like had a breakdown. I like was talking to my husband. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if I can sustain this with 2 kids. I don't know how I'm supposed to go back to work, make more money than I did in less time. Cause now I have 2 kids that I stay home with. Like, how am I supposed to do this? And I just was like, I thought back to you, the course that I created, and I was like, I gotta launch it. I gotta get it going. And I didn't really know. I knew what I needed to do on Instagram, but I kind of was like, I don't know like how much I want to promote this on my personal page. Yeah. Like I had hopped around to so many, back in the beginning of the podcast episode where I talked about all the things I've done on social media. I was like, do I want to go all in on my page with another thing what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
I just was like, So that was when I kind of got roped into that like high ticket coaching thing. She popped up as an ad and she's like, yeah, the majority of my stuff is run through Facebook ads. I was like, okay, that's cool. Like if I could figure out like Facebook ads and not have to be all over social media, I'll do that. And so I dropped a couple grand, learned a bunch of tech, learned a bunch of Facebook ads, and it was good. I learned a bunch of tech, which was nice. But the recommendation was to sell my course at $2,000 to $3,000, and I just couldn't in good conscience do that.
I have heard a lot. Yeah, I'm not.
Yes, like no, and is the information worth it? Probably.
Yeah.
But who can afford that? I couldn't even afford this high ticket coaching program that I got roped into, but I did it, and I was just like, it just didn't sit right with me. So I lowered the price majorly. I kind of like got it back to the basics, and I was like, okay, kind of tried to simplify it, and then went on from there. And that's kind of where I launched it. I did sell a few, and then I started being like, all right, I need different offers. I need better offers, more passive, less physical businesses to teach people how to make money online. And so then that's when I made just my digital product guide, like a simple digital product guide, how to create a course, because I didn't know how to do it. Yeah. I just, So I did that. And then that's when I got into Amazon and all of that. And that has been a very easy yes for people, because it is just a very simple thing to do. Yeah. So all of that to say, I needed more passive income streams. And it wasn't until like my feet were held to the fire that I was like, you have to do it. And then that's also when so at the end of 2023, when I launched my Amazon course, I had to make a decision. I was like, okay, am I going to go all in on my social media channel, my Instagram that I had over 50,000 followers on? Was I going to do that? And again, introduce another business on this page, or do I start from scratch? And I decided to start from scratch, which was terrifying. Yeah. Starting at ground zero with a new Instagram. I was like, but at the end of the day, I knew that if I was going to do it, I wanted to be all in with it. And on a page where I had my kids and lifestyle and everything that I've done, I was like, I don't want people to follow me and to watch all of this just because they feel obligated to me and they're here. Yeah. And I wanted people to follow me because they truly wanted to be there. And I wanted them to follow me because they were there for business. They wanted to learn how to make money online. They wanted to be there. So I started over, and some people are like, well, you had a big following. And I'm like, probably only 100 to 200 people from that page followed me on my other account. Like,
well, yeah,
in February,
if you're doing all that other stuff, people are following you because they like want to see the mom content. They want to see like whatever you're doing, all the different phases of your life, that you've gone through. So yeah, it makes sense to kind of pivot and have this other account focus on specifically making money online, because that's what they want.
Exactly. And so when I pivoted over, it was like November and December. I mean, I started the beginning of February. I only had 200 followers on my business account. Yeah. And I was just like, I continued to post reels every day with barely any sales. And then February is really when it started to take off, and having sales every day and having 4-figure months with course sales. I think, so I've built like over 2,000 followers in the last couple months just on that page. Yeah. And it's been so freeing, because I know that people are following me here, and they're here because they want to be here. They're here because they want to learn. Yeah. And it's been nice to just be able to talk everything business, everything that I'm passionate about on a totally fresh page. I still love my other page for for what it is. And I get to just kind of do whatever I want over there. But here it's very strategic. It's very business. It's very mentorship. I really do love that. So I know that's completely off topic, but if anyone is like me and is like, has a hard time because they don't want to be all over social media, start over. Start over. It could be the best thing for you.
Yeah. And you'll find your people, the ones that you want to connect with, just like you said, like the people that really want to be there. When you're using like the new account and you're creating content that's directed to those people specifically, that's speaking to those people, they will listen and they will follow.
Exactly.
And,
they'll find you.
Exactly. Yeah. Something else I want to mention too. So you said at the beginning, imposter syndrome was what truly held you back from creating your digital products. Yeah. And you just started recently, like within the past year. And so your first digital product was the course on how to open a boutique. And then you created a product on how to create your own course. And then you did the Amazon reviews. You learned about that. And then you created a course on that as well. So basically, like, you've
Correct.
taken your experience and turned it into a digital product. And it seems like nothing has
Yeah.
held you back after you got over like that initial like imposter syndrome hump. You're like, oh, yeah, I
Yes.
can do this. And you're just running with it. And also,
Mm-hmm.
you are not, and I love this, like, you're not holding yourself back. Because even with the Amazon reviews, you said you just started that in November, but you already have a course on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I tell people all the
Yes.
time is like, you do not have to be an expert. You do not have to be like, I don't know, this like huge,
Mm-hmm.
huge person on this topic. Like, you just need to be one step ahead of the person that you're targeting to buy your product or whatever it is. So you are
Exactly.
literally an example of that. So I'm proud of you as somebody
Yes.
that, you know,
Oh,
I've
thank
like
you.
witnessed this over the past couple of years. So yeah, I've like loved seeing the
Thank
transformation
you.
and everything.
I do believe that like the first step is the hardest. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just getting that first piece of education out there, that first product. And something that I've learned, it's like your first product might be not like it might not be the winning product.
Yeah.
Most times it's not.
Yeah.
You kind of like learn how to create things, you learn how to do it better, you learn how to talk about it more. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that by putting things out there, you really do find your footing and you find your voice.
Yeah.
And yes, I was very passionate about owning a boutique, but yeah, I had the education for 6, 7 years, it was all
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah.
then, the Amazon course, I was like, okay, I know how to do this and it may not be perfect, but I'm going to just put it out there because
Yeah.
the girl sitting next to me, like I just made $200 in my first month.
Mm-hmm.
Who would like to make $200 in their first month?
Exactly.
And everyone's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw this together. And I made a course.
Yeah.
And I think what's cool too is like your courses don't ever have to be done. Like I'm actually in the process, I am refilming some modules this weekend because there's new information out there. There's
Yeah.
more information out there that wasn't there when I launched this back in December, January, or whatever. There's more information. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to get out there and then you can make updates along the way too. And I think like being a perfectionist, I'm an Enneagram 3, which is high achieving. I very much find my worth in success, which is not always good, but I do put a lot of like also in Enneagram 3, we want other people to be successful too. Like I put way too much pressure on myself to make other people successful, which is good and bad, but I do. That's why I love the coaching space. But I'm also very much an Enneagram 1 too. I'm winged with a 1, which is perfectionist. So that combination, it can either be really good or it can be completely detrimental. And for a while I sat and like in that detrimental phase of being like, I have so much I want to do, but it has to be perfect. So I'm not going to do it.
Totally
understand
that.
And finally, I just had to get over it. I had to get over myself. And I talk about it all the time. I'm like, I had to just stop caring what people thought about me. It wasn't until I was desperate and had to make more money for my family to continue to stay home with my girls. And I just was like, I got to get over it. And if it's not going to be perfect, that's fine. If I don't see success right away, that's fine. I just have to put it out there and see what happens. And first couple months were slow, but I stuck with it. And now it's continuing to grow beyond what I even thought it could. So if anyone is stuck like I was, just get it out there. Get going. You'll learn along the way and you can improve along the way. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I love that you said that because you're so right. Just get it out there. We're all learning. You don't learn unless you do things. With anything, like even playing a sport or whatever. The more you practice, the more you get better at it. Same thing with owning a business, these digital products. The more you create digital products, the better you're going to, be at them and you'll learn so much along the way. So yeah, even the course that you took a couple years ago, I'm like going through and I'm starting to upgrade because I'm like, now we have Stand Store and like all these new things. We didn't have that when I launched my course and digital products. Like it's there's so many more opportunities and like so many tools and resources out now that we didn't have when I was creating digital products like years ago. So yeah, you're constantly kind of updating things as you go.
And I think that's what makes people stand out in this too. Like I think if you can look back and be like, there's some dated information in there. Yeah, you could leave it and sell it to people. But like for me, it's like in good conscience, I'm like, no, I want the most updated information out there. I want people to succeed. And so I think it's great that you're looking back and being like, no, I got to add this in there because I think that's important. I think that can make you stand out in a space of people that are just constantly trying to make sales, but aren't really necessarily concerned about the success and mentorship of their students. Right. Well, it's like if you want people to be successful, keep your information updated, keep those courses updated.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it's super important. So I know you are offering master resale rights now with your course. How did you come
Yeah.
to that decision? It's kind of
So
blown
this
up over
was
the past year or so. So yeah.
it has, and it was one of the hardest decisions that I had to make because when I first heard of it, I'll be honest, I like turned my nose up. I was
Yeah.
like, mm-mm, like
Yeah.
that's not it. Like I don't like that. Like, and I think with any industry, people can give anything a bad name, you know.
hmm
And what I did not like about master resale rights was people buying a course to sell a course, like not
Yeah.
because they did that, but their intention behind it, they never learned the material. You know, they
Yep.
were just like,
Yeah. That
oh,
was
I'm
my
going to
whole
buy
thing
this,
too.
not go. Yeah. And they just
Yeah.
would put it up for sale. And I'm like, okay, like you're just a
Especially if it's
salesman
on
then.
how to make money. It's like, wait, you've never done this before? Why are you trying to teach people or like positioning yourself
Exactly.
as a person that knows, how to do
Yes.
that?
So exactly. So I kind of stayed like, honestly, like very skeptical, very much like I don't touch master resale rights, like type of thing. Like I learned
hmm
how to create my own products from the beginning. And maybe I might get some flack for admitting that, but I just
No.
did not like it. But the more that I kind of watched people and I learned like there are people in the industry who did take that information and they did go through the course and they do actually are teaching like good strategies. And I am
Yeah.
loving getting to see that in the master resale rights kind of like area is people who are actually teaching along with it and actually sharing
hmm
the education that's in the course versus just being turning and burning a new course. Like that's what I
Yep.
don't like. And if that's
hmm
what you do, that's fine. It's just not my style. But
Yeah.
I did start to see some good in it because it was giving people a lot of confidence to create
Yep.
their own products too. And
That
I
is
liked
something else I
seeing that.
noticed. Yeah.
That was cool too. So I was like, you know, I can't control the intentions behind people. I really can't. And my first post that I put out about this, I was like, I just asked that if you are going to get master resale rights with this, is like, please go through the course and learn what to do. Like, don't
Yeah.
just like turn and burn this course. Like, please do it
hmm
with integrity and intention.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough that like all of my students have done that. So for me, with my account, my whole premise on it is teaching women different ways to make money online. And master resale rights is a way to do that. So I was
Yeah.
like, am I holding myself back and holding back an opportunity for all of these women, all of these moms out there who could very easily add another stream of income with my course
hmm
because I have my nose turned up to the idea of master resale rights.
Yeah.
And I kind of just had like a come to Jesus moment.
hmm
And I just like felt God speaking to me and just being like, he's like, let it go. Let it
Yeah.
go. Let other people have it too.
hmm
And he just was like, it's not yours to keep. It's not your information to hold to yourself. And I was like, all right, if it comes down to I want to help other women make money online, why would I not give them another income stream to do so?
Yeah.
So I very wearily like added master resale rights to my course. And it was one of the best decisions that I did because I'm seeing women making money every day with Amazon reviews and they are making money with selling the course as well. And
Yeah.
the way that I kind of kept control is I opened up my Facebook group to anybody who has the
hmm
course because I didn't want anyone to be left in the dark. That was my thing is if someone
Yeah.
like I know more than my students because I've been in this longer.
hmm
I wanted to be able to help the people that they were selling to. I didn't want them to just sell it to someone and then they were left to their own devices.
Yeah.
So I opened up my Facebook group, that free mentorship in there, and anyone who buys the course from me or buys it from them and them and them and so on gets to be added into the course for that extra education, that extra mentorship. And for me, it was a
Yeah.
way
That's great.
to keep my hands in it and to be able to help in more ways than people just having access to the course because
hmm
like I said, I can't control the intentions. Thankfully, I've been lucky. Everyone has been so great and has really dove into Amazon reviews and dove into the education, but I can't control people's intentions. I just can't.
Yeah.
So having people kind of come back around and be in the Facebook group and getting to know all of my students, whether they bought from me for not or not, has been kind of like my way of keeping it all together and feeling good about it and feeling good about master resale rights. So I'm one of
Yeah.
those that had a really hard time, but once I opened myself up to it,
hmm
it's been exciting. I've had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, it's just been
Yeah.
amazing to see people make money in more than one way. And that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I was the same way. I'm like, wait, people are just selling this course saying that they know what they're doing and they don't actually. Like, it was so mind blowing to me. I was like, absolutely not. But then, similar to you, I'm like, wait, but these people are so confident in selling this product. Like, I've been trying to get people to sell their own digital products for years. And now all of a sudden they
Yes.
feel like they can because somebody else created it. And so if that's all it takes, then why not?
Exactly.
So I definitely can see the benefits too. So yeah, I'm here for it.
And yeah, and that's my hope. So like, and I have started to see that with some of my students. It's they sell the Amazon course and they're like, I can do this. I'm like, I know. And they're
Been
like,
trying
well,
to
what do I
tell
do
you.
next? They're like, how do I create my own? I'm like, well, here is my guide for how to create your own course, how to create your own products.
Yeah.
Start there. And
Yeah. Sometimes you
it's
just
just
need like that
crazy.
little
You
boost of
need that
confidence, like
confidence
one
boost.
thing.
You got to get your foot in the door, like we talked about imposter syndrome. And
Yeah.
if people are not ready to create their own course, master resale rights are a great way to build up that confidence and get started in the whole industry. So for that
Yeah.
reason, I'm thankful for it. I'm glad that I did it, as scary as it was.
Yeah. It's
But
hard because I can't even imagine like making Digital Side Hustle Academy, like giving master resale rights to that, like adding that to it. Because it's like, oh, that's my baby. I created it. I poured all
It
this
is. It's your
time into it
baby.
and whatnot. It's really hard. Yeah. So, I mean, I commend you. I'm not at that level yet, but I love it.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like I won't do it with all of the things that I've created. Like I
Yeah.
did a Reels class. I did like a Reels that convert class, and there's such specific teachings in there that it's like really only I can speak to because it's personal experience,
Right.
And
Yeah.
so there are things that like I'm not going to add master resale rights to. I might only just have the Amazon course, and then everything else is mine. So like something that is like so specific to you, like your Digital Side Hustle Academy, like I don't think you have to add it unless it's like you really felt like you wanted to. Like you could have like a smaller ticket product that you did, like even or PLR, like a little PDF type of thing. Like just that kind of like does again builds people's confidence and trust. And yeah, it's a hard decision, but yeah.
Well, I'm so glad like seeing you create these products and like take off with it. It's been really cool to watch. So I'm so excited for you.
Yes, well, I thank you because you were the person that opened my eyes to it all and originally gave me the education and confidence, even if it took me a long time to get here. I am thankful for you because you've just always been there. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have created that original education and got into the world of it all. So I appreciate you and all that you are doing. You're so strong and so just very inspirational, and you're doing the damn thing. So
thank you. Yeah, that means a lot because I mean, yeah, I've been doing this for years, so it's like I just want to help as many people as possible, and so I love hearing stories of people that have like gone through the program and had really great results. Even my younger sister, it took her forever. You probably saw she just launched her first digital product like a week or two ago, and
oh my gosh.
I just dropped my baby off with her, and she was working on her second product already. So I'm just like, yeah.
Once you're bitten by the bug,
yeah. It just makes me so happy. So I'm just happy for you. I'm so excited to see how you continue to grow. So yeah, I'm so glad we were able to connect and do this.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
Of course. Well, one more question for you. This is something that I ask all my guests is what is the most important lesson you've learned when it comes to entrepreneurship that you wish you had learned sooner?
Resiliency. And it's resiliency in everything that you do. And it can be resiliency every single day because no day is perfect. No day is going to look the same. You're going to have days where you make several sales and there's like still like I'm doing pretty well with this. There are a couple days that I don't have a sale and I'm like, I'm the worst business owner ever. People don't want to buy from me. And then like the very next morning I'll wake up to 3 sales and I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's just resiliency. If you're jumping from business to business, I get it. I've tried a lot of different things and having the ability to bounce back and not give a crap what anyone thinks about you. Because I'm sure to people I know, I look like the crazy girl who's trying something else again. But now finally, like people are starting to see the amount of free time that I have and the income that I'm starting to bring in. And even friends and family are being like, okay,
Tell me a little bit.
how do I do this? Tell me. I mean, it took a while for people to kind of just like take notice. And I don't try to sell to friends and family. I just don't. But it's like to start like having that respect and people being like, okay, she's serious. Like she really like is in this for the long haul. But had I not had the resiliency to bounce back from businesses that did not work or businesses that no longer served me, and to continue to show up every single day when it doesn't always feel perfect, it doesn't always feel easy. But if you can just kind of have that grit to get through and to show up, and it doesn't have to be picture perfect, but if you can just show up and bounce back, I think that is like one of the main qualities that you can have as a business owner. My dad always used to instill in me. So I played basketball growing up. I played college basketball. Like it doesn't look like it, but I promise I could hoop. And he always used to tell me, he's like, the best players have a short memory. You know, like they forget the last play that they messed up on. They forget the shot that they missed. He's like, you got to have a short memory. And I've kind of taken that into being a business owner. And it's like, I have a short memory. Like I have to forget the mistake that I made. I have to forget like the bad day that I had and just show up every day ready to play. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. Be resilient and
that's a good tip.
You'll make it.
Yeah. I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you again. Where can people find you online? I know you mentioned your different Instagram accounts. So like, let them know where to follow you at.
Yeah. So I have two different, I mean, if people just want the lifestyle, they don't want business, which if they're here, they probably want business stuff. Just Tanner Clemens, Clemens. And then if they want to follow my business account, Tanner Clemens Collective. So super easy, spelled out just how it sounds. So
awesome. Well, I'll link everything in the show notes.
Yay. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the First Hustle Then Brunch podcast. If you enjoyed this episode or learned something new, I'd love if you subscribed and left us a review. Another way to support the podcast is to take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your Instagram story. Tag me at First Hustle Then Brunch so I can repost it. Thank you so much for supporting the show, and I'll see you in the next episode.